这样的话，看一下 YLG 这边是办掉了杰斯、鱼人和推石。鱼人的话是2场都有败，那看来也是有点针对 LG 的存在，应该是有所了解。但 LG 这边是依旧拿到螳螂，螳螂打得不错啊，小伙子继续加油。这样的话 YLG 看一下会拿掉什么？
为什么又拿娜美呢？他们是不会打风女吗？我看他们的辅助，之前打迷弟的时候。
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do the music again. I think Hubo and Raz would probably tie me down and kill me. So, welcome back, ladies and germs, to the Tencent Games Riza LSPL qualifier. I'm Nick Taysom Jocko with Hubo, SoulDra, Shitman, Barreto, Razleplasm, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
We are your caster trio for the evening. We're in game 2. Hubo, you have something to say. Say it out loud and say it proud.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the last game. Actually, I'm going to take this time to shout out to our wonderful moderators who are helping us out in Twitch chat today.
God bless.
Let me see here.
Welcome to the Big Donut Club.
XVX Blood, XVX, Youngest Wigan, and Jun Feng Tu. God bless all of you, and thank you so much for helping us out. It really means a lot to us. And please, if you are in Twitch chat, respect them so they don't have to use the ban hammer, the Kappa hammer on any of you. But Raz, what a fucking destruction we saw. Oh, I'm not supposed to say
Hubo!
Ladies and gentlemen, Hubo SoulDra Gym, address 3507 North Elmwood Boulevard, P.O. Box 3517, care of LPLE, and send your death threats there. He'll lovely take them and write you back a nice.
It merits that. It merits that level of frustration.
It does.
What a
though.
terrible game.
It
What a
does.
terrible game. As we get into the picks and bans back, into this section, it looks like Legend Dragons again. They got a Voidless, the Kazakhs. They got the Gnar for the top laner. They got a really strong Corki pick, and in a sense, Corki is really, really good. I've seen it in the group stages. And they also got Pasa on his Zilean. Now, something interesting about a Voidless and Pasa, they're actually famous Hong Kong players. Someone in Twitch chat pointed it out. Thank you very much for doing that. And I actually looked them up. Pasa used to play for a Hong Kong Attitude Mage, and then Voidless used to play for another something Arena Dragons or something like that. So, these are two Hong Kong players who are obviously established in their respective scenes. I actually heard of Pasa before, and I didn't remember where I'd heard him from. So, and to be frank, Voidless and Pasa did really well for their team. I mean, Pasa certainly got a solo kill in the mid lane, started split pushing to all hell, and really put the team on his back that time. Not that any member of the Legend Dragons did particularly badly, but Pasa was definitely the one who stood out, and we'll have to see how Zilean does.
They didn't play particularly badly. I think they all had, probably one of the worst outcomes of their life in that game. But, move on to the next game. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're flipping the trunks here. LD now on the blue side of things with YLG clicking it up in red. So let's go over those champion picks really quick, and then I'll switch it over to Razleplasm so he can give me the inside info indeed. So top lane we're switched up again. It's going to be the Gnar for Potato, Voidless on the Kazakhs again. Then we have the Zilean, like you said, Hubo for Pasa. No Zed this time. It wasn't even banned out. He had the option but did not pick it. And then Corki flipping the sides here. Innocent going to be playing the Corki with Morgana support. And then back to the other side. Aurelia in the top lane. Jarvan again in the jungle. Twisted Fate up in mid. Lucian and Nami as the bottom lane for that YLG combination. Razleplasm, give me whatever information in your mind.
Yeah, one thing that really rings true is the mid lane matchup between Twisted Fate and Pasa's Zilean. It's not really that good for Twisted Fate, let alone the fact that, by the way, the mid laner, he had the name Tony during the group stages, so I'm probably just going to end up calling him that. He didn't play all too well, obviously. He got solo killed about 2 to 3 times last game, and now he's playing in a not that good of a matchup, and I guess he's just going to be really
That's a horrible matchup. Don't just be blunt with it. That's a horrible matchup.
Yeah,
Alright. I guess he's just banking off his ultis though. Let's see if he's able to gain advantage in a gold lead based off of his ultis. We'll find out.
Yeah, but Raznik, last game we were talking about the decision that the YouLong Dragonz made to lane swap and how they were relatively unable to pull that off. It definitely looks like that YLG is going for the standard lanes right now. I mean, they have the Lucian Nami lane, obviously really strong. The Twisted Fate isn't the best pick into the Zilean, but he'll just have to do. And Irelia is the most famous. Irelia and Victor are both famous counter picks into the Gnar pick, so you do have to think that the members of the YouLong Dragonz want to rely on strong laning presences in order to help contest that first dragon. They don't want to give any objectives early. They really want to get into the faces of the Legend Dragons and try to preserve their paths into the LSPL. So I think this game will be really interesting. Hopefully it won't be anything like the last game.
Banking on a good one, guys. Banking on a good one. So let's go ahead and get some caster predictions here. You're supposed to remain as unbiased as possible, but that went out the window a long time ago, I think. So, game 2 here, blue side LD, red side YLG. What can we expect? What's the outcome? Who's going to win right now? We'll start with Hubo, and then switch it over to Raz, and then with Raz.
I mean, after a performance like in the last game, I think that Legend Dragons are going to take this in another 25 or so minutes, because you look at the composition from YLG. There are so many individual dueling threats on that team. You have Ajax on the top lane. He has their Irelia, a duelist. J4, a team fighter, and works relatively well in dueling. Twisted Fate, a duelist. Lucian, a duelist. And what that means, when you have so many champions that are good at skirmishing individually, then because you're not reliant on some form of AoE wombo combo, you have to really make sure you're able to balance the flows of a team fight at any given time. And to me, in last game, it just looked like YLG did not have the skill to do that. They just weren't good enough. And although that's sad, it's the relative truth. Now you look on the other side, the top laner for Legend Dragons. Yeah, honestly. The top laner for Legend Dragons, he has the Gnar. He's looking really strong. He's going to be buffed by the Zilean. Innocent can finally kite for himself on that Corki pick, and he's going to be getting additional help from Fengon and the Morgana. I mean, they have a really well-balanced comp, and I think that team fights are going to go in their favor.
100%.
All right, well, now we switch to Brad.
It's 100%. I agree with you. The only, I still can't get over the fact that they were YLG was unable to take a single turret. Even with that that lineup, they had Jace. They were still unable to take a single turret off of LD. It's kind of unfortunate. And even though, honestly, I would say maybe LD might want to look for a 2v1, just because of the fact that YLG's looking for the strong laners, I don't think LD cares. I think they can take them under any matchup. They might win. I mean, they will win. I can't even say that either. It's just I just have no faith right now.
I got your back, buddy. I got your back. And, LD probably going to use that mid lane sieging turret comp, for the mid game, siege those turrets. I mean, you've got a good wave clear with Pasa and Innocent, so probably the strats and pick band they were going for. Now we get into these lane matchups. Nothing too out of the ordinary for the buy phase. You see the Flask on Aurelia. That's becoming more and more of the norm. Oh, man. SoulDra, what do you think is going to happen? Where's our featured matchup here? We didn't talk a featured matchup.
I mean, the featured matchup.
That's like our signature thing. Featured.
The SoulDra's matchup.
The SoulDra's matchup
of the day.
SoulDra's matchup for this game definitely has to be in the jungle. Obviously, I talked about before how the tides of the top lane will really impact how this lane will go. But the only way that the top lane will be affected, unless one of the members of either YLG or LD pull out some kind of fantastic play, the only way that the flow of the top lane will change is if a Voidless or the jungler for the Legend Dragons is able to make some kind of play happen. So, as I said again, particularly for the side of YLG, they have a lot of duelists. They have a lot of split pushers. They can be strong if they get the right lanes or if they get the right experience in lane. So it's up to the Kha'Zix to make sure he's really active in trying to gank all of his lanes and take pressure off of the enemy laners, and this might be the start of it.
Speak of the devil, he's looking to go. That's a touchdown. Trading Knight's already up, going for gold. The flash is already there. Can he try to pick it up? Gets it with a nice Q. Just damage all the way with that double buff ticking up. First blood again goes to a Voidless just like last time.
Yeah, it seems
what
like...
a manly bug.
Really manly.
Bug, man.
It was just unfortunate. This matchup was bad to begin with. Now he's facing the jungle pressure, the full jungle pressure from a Voidless's Kha'Zix. Is not looking good. I'm not sure if he's ever going to be get to that point of reaching level 6 and having that point like of I guess like map pressure. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is not good. And I actually made a mistake earlier on, maybe 40 or 50 seconds ago, and I was talking about how Kazakhs had to make some moves. No, it was actually the J4 that had to make sure he could counter gank. And it definitely looks like the jungler for the YouLong Gaming wasn't ready in that particular instance. So you have to wonder, is he going to keep getting out jungled, or will he make some plays around the map? Tune in next time to find out. But honestly, this Jarvan has to make something happen really quickly, or else this game is not going to end well. It's not going to end well. It's not going to end well at all.
Killing White Camp is a start, but he's going back around for a little bit of a clear. Kazakh's going for the board gang stuff. He's heading up there just a little bit, you know, slowing things down. Guys, we're 5 minutes into this game, and I already feel like it's 20 minutes in. I don't know why. It just feels like it's progressing a lot quicker. Maybe it's because Pos is just slowing down and escalating time as fast as he can. You know, because he's got that Zillion pick. He's got the Chrono Keeper.
I mean,
you knew you were going to do that.
I noticed it from the beginning of this lane. It was a poor decision, but it's looking like it's paying dividends. Like, for instance, Twisted Fate, since the beginning of the lane, he was just red carding the wave. He was trying to push it into Zillion's turret. And of course, that led to Kha'Zix's gank. And now he's completely zoned away from the farm. He cannot go into farm, and that's led up to a 10 CS lead. Like, I don't know what to say. It's looking like Pasa's just gonna destroy him again.
Yeah, and I mean, we've already seen in the first game how good Legend Dragon's ward control, vision control can be when they're ahead. So, given the fact that they'll have relatively good vision of all sides, it's going to be hard for the jungler, for the Jarvan 4 to make a gank. It's going to be hard for the Twisted Fate to run because he's already so behind in lane. There's really nothing going for the members of YouLong Gaming right now. I mean, there might be a dive. It looks like Avoidless is going to avoid making that decision.
They're going for it.
Oh, thank God.
You gotta back out like that.
Thank God. No, if they went for that dive, it was not going to work out for them.
Yeah.
It would have been a 1-for-1 trade.
2 for... I don't know.
I think HXL would have been able to pick up the kill onto the little potato up there. But I think Avoidless would have escaped, you know, easily.
Right, I mean, the Aurelia is maxing Equilibrium Strike, so he does have the maximum stun, but... well, I guess we'll never know.
This is an Equilibrium Strike.
It's a thing. Like, thank God that we'll never know, because that risk was just they didn't need to make it.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, Potato has like a 10 CS lead. No, not 10 CS lead, but it's getting there. It's looked like he's bullying him out. So.
They did have a pretty nice trade, though. Both were very, very low in HP. You know, it was just kind of one of those, all right, we'll both back. We'll just call it a day. It was a good trade. Good trade. Now, Innocent taking a little bit of damage. Dark Shield is up and on. Dark Bind goes just a little bit wide left, but the bubble on the Fang God, they're not going to pursue this one all the way through. So, nice dodge and juke and diving skills by FaZe on the Lucian. And he's still able to be chugging along. He's actually dashing up and back in. Dodges another one, forces Fang God wide left.
Yeah, FaZe 17 has actually shown...
Why can't I do that?
He's got the moves.
Why can't I do that?
God. I mean, but, you know, this is 100%, this is completely necessary. You have to be aggressive in this lane. Again, we were talking about those standard lane setups. Like, what is the setup for each team? What are their win conditions? The members of YouLong Gaming have a lot of duelists. And in order to get your duelists ahead, you need to have really good laning phases and take that power and help your team transition, help other teammates transition into the mid game. Your Twisted Fate is failing right now. He's being completely zoned off from farm. You have to dominate bottom lane or you're just going to lose this game. Oh, wow.
Are they gonna, no, they can't commit to it.
Oh, no, where are you going, Tony? Why are you dying? He's not dying yet. The bomb is going to tick on him, but he'll be good. So, Tony, I believe Razleplasm called this mid laner for YLG. Tony's a good name.
Tony is a good name.
I used to go by Tony Soprano.
I'm going to name my children Tony.
No, you're going to name your children middle name Tasty Nubbinz, Yako, Shim.
I was planning it as a surprise, but
Or I was watching How I Met Your Mother the other day, and I completely forgot you could name your first kid Hurricane. That way their last name would be Hurricane Shim.
Yo, I've actually recently started How I Met Your Mother. Really quality show. I'm on my second season already.
Just wait till you get to the finale, buddy.
Oh my God. I'm on the season where...
Oh, is this a kid? Oh, the creep block!
No, he's
Oh.
not gonna. Well, is he gonna take this all the way? It looks like he's trying to take it all the way. Potato jump up and through the third shot, kick it up and away 2-0. Nar picking up a solo kill. HXL goes down, and he might be able to get the turret out of this.
That
Maybe
was
just hurry their butts up.
that was super unfortunate for HXL. That creep block was so massive.
Yeah, that was bad.
Ugh.
This is
Oh!
bad.
Oh, what a bubble.
Boy. I wish I was here on time with you guys because I'm behind. I'm just seeing this Destiny come in and then it's like going down. You
Right.
guys are like, oh, the bubble. I'm just like, oh, a couple more seconds. You know.
Well, Nick, as you know, and as I wish to inform our audience, we will be resyncing on a completely new machine after this broadcast. So you should expect new levels of professionalism coming soon to a Twitch stream near you.
Yeah.
Technological professionalism. As
Oh
far
my
as we're
God.
concerned, we're keeping it like this. Definitely keeping it like this.
Oh God! Wait.
This is awkward.
Tell me what's happening. Tell me what's happening. I'm just seeing this dragon being engaged. It's 2-2. What's going on? I'm 10 minutes in here. What have I missed?
YouLong is taking control. That was actually a really
Okay.
interesting series of events. They were able
Okay.
to.
Interesting.
Turn it up and down. Now the gold lead is just about tied. It's 13.9 to 13.9. 10 minutes, 15 seconds in. 1-0 in turrets. LD still has the lead on that front, but the dragon over to YLG.
Right, and I'm 23 seconds in, but that was really interesting because for all intents and purposes, looking at the gold before that dragon, Legend Dragonz shouldn't have lost that fight. I think it's mostly because Innocent wasn't able to do much on his Corki. He mostly got zoned out, and when he did try to get into the fight, it was a little bit too late, and the members of YouLong Gaming had ended up establishing their presence in the Dragon Pit already. So, yeah, I mean, this is another part of having really good duelists. Good duelists have good gap closers, and when you have a team, or when you are able to, establish a presence as a team, and you have good gap closers, then the enemy team gives you a really large berth in which to work. So,
And
well
it looks
done.
like it's on YLG's bottom lane to be able to carry this game through. The 23 CS lead is pretty massive.
Right.
And it's not only that, it's just the outplaying factor too. Like, again and again, their Nami has proven to be, like, their support player has proven to be extremely proficient on Nami. And those bubbles are just spot on. And I guess he's just a support carry because he's getting that team going.
Mata Jr. Mata Jr. Now, we see like a 33 CS lead in the mid lane, but those 2 kills for Tony, I wonder how their gold actually stacks up head on 1v1 mono. But looks like the
Right.
gold lead's going back over to LD for the time being. Everybody's going to revert back, chill in these lanes a little bit. The top lane turret did go down a while ago, so that was the one turret up and down for LD. Nara winning out the solo lane pretty good, and as far as CS is concerned, for the most part, these LD lanes just kicking it all the way.
It's gonna sound rude to say, but I hope that YLG support player just gets picked up by a better team. That's like
Definitely
pretty.
Academy.
That's
You're right.
pretty BM, but I mean, like, he deserves better. He's super
God, you guys are
good.
just, I'm trying to not shoot the fire that, spit in the fire too much. You guys are just like, spit. We'll just pour lighter fluid all over it.
Oh, and
All the flags are popped. Is
oh,
Swan gonna pick it up though? No, he got it. Pasa picked up the kill. 3-2. The jump over the wall now from a Voidless to try to chase from that blue buff. Tidal wave disengage. Boomerang slows. Still good up, but that Pasa kill, holy schnolly.
yeah. I mean, like, that tidal wave was perfect, proving that Nami's carrying him through, and the Twisted Fate getting dived under tower, proving that he continues to be a horrible player. And I feel really bad saying that, but he needs to change something up. He needs to.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that he had his ghost up as well, so the Twisted Fate should have known that the flash on the enemy mid laner was up, and he should have been able to avoid that, but just the awareness isn't quite there.
Maybe it's all this, tilting, stuff like that. Maybe they were just a little bit unprepared. Stuff happens. 700 gold down. They're still very well in this game. It's only 3-2, 1 turret down, so I still have faith in the YLG. Their name doesn't stand for that, but the Dark Bind landing might just cause a little bit of trouble. So down goes poor little Nami, Razleplasm's little wet dream. But 14 minutes in, they pick up the kill. Voidless scoring up another one.
That was a perfect binding, by the way. They knew that there was no warding in that tri-bush, and they just took advantage of it. That was really well done.
Absolutely.
Really?
Very well done. Good kill, 4-2.
I mean, really well done. Yeah.
Ooh, the ulti.
The ulti. The ulti.
Unfortunately, we're looking at Nami here.
Cameraman.
Please, cameraman.
I think the cameraman has the same fascination with Nami as you do.
First kill, 3 kills for Tony, the one Razleplasm would like to just poke with a stick in a river.
It's really interesting because they're giving all these kills to Tony, the Twisted Fate player. I mean, the mid laner, and so far, he's been the least impressive member of the team, besides their jungler, of course. So
he's got all their kills.
I know. That's why it's really interesting.
Yeah, I guess he needs the gold.
Yes. What's not impressive about the poor guy? He's been dived a bunch of times.
I mean, he was 2-1-1 before. Yeah,
saying second most CS it's taken out of context a little bit, only because Aurelia has not been having a good time.
That's true.
Really bad time there.
Having a good time. Poor little Tony over here is trying to make the best of a bad situation. He's in the supermarket where everybody else is just he's just trying to have some fun, man.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Tony. I didn't mean it.
You should be sorry for this little Tony. He's trying to have a little bit of fun, man.
All know that Tony's family made the best copy pasta and copy pizza back in Italy, so we should really feel sorry for this man.
Get it done with the Tony crowd. They'll kill you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh god, we're going into the mob thing.
Man.
I love the mob thing.
Dragonz 20 seconds.
Dragonz in 20 seconds. It looks like YLG trying to take ward control of the area. Got that flag and drag. Use that red fun time clearing trinket to get all of the control they can. But Voidless and Innocent just waiting for the pick. Can they pick up FaZe over here? Is he going to push it out or is he going to run away? Oh, no. Oh, they're jumping. They got it. FaZe 17 still on some real tidal wave disengaged. So a little bit of a bad over there by LD. They tried to get everything. Did not quite work out too well. They got a couple of ults and some fun time. And then it's Tony tanking up a bomb or two, trying to trade away with Pasta, but it's probably not going to work out too well. We know you're just trying to have fun, Tony. Just continue. You cannot do anything wrong in the United States. Dragon is up and live. LD looking to make the play. Tony's backing.
Tony does not have his ultimate up, so he won't be able to get in there.
Should be up in a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
as long as they stall out the fight, alright.
That is the question. Can they stall out the fight?
Yeah, and this fight is going to basically tell us where the game is going. And I do think, oh my god.
Did he just flag and drag while he was snared?
Alright. That's really interesting. Okay, but it really depends on
he keeps doing it! Ryan, please!
You say Tony's trying to have fun over here.
Oh, I actually did not know that you could do that. That's really interesting.
I have never seen it, and suddenly I've just seen it 2 times in 10 seconds. I cannot believe that just happened.
Dragon for LD, the legendary Dragonz. I mean, I think I'd imagine Dragons whenever I hear you guys say their name. I don't know why.
Besides our obvious fascination with that particular mechanic in the game, Dragon does go over to Legend Dragonz, which does mean there's a huge, 1.5k gold influx into the members of that LD team, and I think they're looking pretty strong now. I think they can come up and siege this mid lane, especially if the enemy top lane, HXL, the Aurelia, is looking to remain towards the top side of the map, trying to freeze the wave and get as much EXP as she can. So, things looking pretty good for Legend Dragonz again, and we know that they can be. We know that this team can absolutely explode onto the enemy, really take everything with brutal force, and I think it's a matter of time before that is what happens.
It's really impressive how YLG is taking this game, seeing how A, they were stomped pretty poorly, pretty badly last game, and B, that game went on, I guess, I know 29 minutes, but that should have been a surrender at 20 game, because that should have destroyed their morale. Any team would have surrendered at that point. Well, at least a good portion of teams in this region. Like, but not only did they stand strong throughout that game, but they're playing this game, I wouldn't say perfectly, but as well as they can to the best of their abilities. And yeah, I guess they're having some connection issues, so hopefully they get that filled out.
Oh yeah, we have Barento Razleplasm Muhammad, the man who can read Mandarin. He's the man.
Please, I can't read like 80% of this. All I can say is like hi, like
I could say hi. Isn't that ni hao?
yeah, ni hao. 我想
Correct.
Ni hao, Kai
Muhammad.
Lan.
God.
Nickelodeon Junior shows from like 2005.
Oh, I remember that show. Okay, I didn't watch it because I was like,
That's how I know hi, because of the ni hao.
oh god.
If I wasn't,
Well-
if I wasn't mainland China, I would say something like "Ni hao, OMG gaming house," like, and point in a random direction, and somehow I'd be able to find my way to the land of cool and Loveling.
Okay. Really quickly, what we're looking at here while the pause comes out and they're looking at gold leads, you can see 4 out of 5 members of LD had the gold leads, with the exception of that bottom lane because of the big CS discrepancy between FaZe and Innocent. So, 4 out of 5 is pretty damn good for what they got going here just about 19 minutes in. They're clearing up around the Baron pit. Maybe they want to make the play here. Dragon was just taken out a little bit ago. It's not going to be up for a while. So, LD looks like they're on the defensive a little bit. Cataclysm under the turret. What's going to be the go-arounds, ladies and gentlemen? It's like flash over tidal wave. There's going to be the teleport, Zoe's Hourglass, and the ultimate as well to save the day. Will he be able to chug along? It looks like FaZe under the turret a little bit too far. He's slowed down to oblivion. He gets wrecked up in the face. That's going to be the kill from Pasta. Then around the side here, what do we got? It's just HXL trying to do what he can. In a war bush, is he going to go for a voidless, or is he going to try to run away? It's a jump over the wall and a kickback with a dark pine. Pasta picks up a second kill for his troubles, and it's right now a 2-4-0 engagement in favor of LD. So what was initially engaged by YLG, maybe a desperation engagement, LD just completely turns on their faces. 6-3 right now. They're approaching a 4,000 gold lead. The flash, the dark pine from Fright God. He picks up the kill, and that's going to be a downed up Nami.
Really well done.
Mata Jr. goes down to the hands of Potato, and that is going to be a push onto this turret.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he'll be getting a new contract anytime soon. No, I'm kidding. See, I mean, this is what we were talking about, though. We were talking about how there were a lot of skirmishers and duelists in the team composition of YouLong Gaming, and when you do have that many individual threats and not a lot of AoE spread, you have to really be able to juggle aggro, juggle damage, to communicate effectively so you can, dance around the map and focus one target. That really didn't happen from the side of YouLong Gaming. I mean, the Aurelia TP was pretty horrendous. Fa 17 and his Lucian got caught out. So when your players aren't communicating effectively enough in order to make this kind of team composition work, then what's the point of picking Aurelia? What's the point of picking a champion like Twisted Fate if you're not going to be able to make it work in the first place? So again, this is me questioning the kind of compositions that YLG are trying to take. Why take the Twisted Fate? It's such a hard champion to pull off, and as good as you might be, you're not an LSPL level team. You're not even an LSPL level team yet, and there are freaking LPL teams that have trouble pulling off the Twisted Fate. So I'm just really confused as to what the decision making behind the draft phase of YouLong Gaming was.
Razleplasm, your rebuttal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. That was actually really spot on. I feel like the team picked out a very, I wouldn't say advanced strategy, but just a strategy that they already proved that they were unwilling to pull off, just because of Tony's inability to hold lane, even in an even matchup of Jace versus Zed. Like, that is a matchup that he shouldn't have lost that poorly to. And so what was his decision? He decided to go Twisted Fate up against a Zillion. I honestly don't understand that idea. Man. It's just,
what?
Oh god.
If we're gonna I'm gonna hop onto the bandwagon side of poor little YLG here, because you guys just like throw him under the bus. All that needs to be said about poor little Tony is 100% kill participation, 100% kill death ratio. He's just got it all working for him right now.
100% kill participation. With that extra gold, he bought Boots of Swiftness onto his Twisted Fate. God bless.
Hey man,
Land
you got the ghost. Just imagine a Boots of Swiftness Flash Ghost Twisted Fate coming at you.
Hey,
With
with,
never
home
seen-
guards.
hey,
Through
without
the acceleration gate.
honestly, I think his motivation for that was like, oh wow, I'm getting caught a lot. I gotta get the hell out of here. You know, it's like.
He's Tony. He's just
Honestly,
trying to have fun.
When was the last time I've seen Boots of Swiftness in competitive play?
I don't even remember the last time I've seen it.
Me neither.
I don't.
You don't
understand.
you don't build that item on Twisted Fate. Now he really does no damage. I think this is basically Tony's acceptance of his fate. This is basically him saying, I'm a stun bot. I'm just going to port into the enemy team, stun the AD carry, and see what happens after. That's basically what they're saying. You know, just the fact of the matter is that the members of YLG cannot fight right now. They can't fight for probably another 10, 15
Tony,
minutes. They
come
just
on,
don't have the
man.
damage to. Tony, don't do it.
Tony,
Oh God, the Black Shield.
I'm losing faith, Tony. I'm losing faith. I had so much love for you. I was
That
losing
was
faith.
pretty cool.
Finally got his stunt card good up and good down, though. So Dark Bine's going to go a little bit. Soul Shackle's actually being popped out. Here we go. J4, he's going to be the
here
first
we
one to
go.
God.
Look at the
Ladies and
Morgana
gentlemen,
ult.
here it goes. Here it goes. Poss is just like tank a bomb, tank two. The turret is still there. And Dragon. Hey, look who's up and live. So LD might go for that one. Tony. He's feeling thinner, Tony. Going back out, Dragon is the topic in question for the Legendary Dragons lineup, and they're just gonna be able to deal with this one out. Minions pushing up into the mid as well. It turned into a little bit of a 1-0, so coming up a good, or was it 2? I think it was a 1, yeah. 8-3. Still 100% kill participation to my boy Tony. Shout outs, hands up to my boy Tony. 4 turrets to 1, and the gold 6,000 in favor of LD. Might try to close this one out soon. Have 5 minutes before they pass the time of last game. So
I would like to really direct everyone's vision to Jarvan's item set. Can we talk about that? Is this a thing that we should like?
You think just trolling right now? You think they're just trolling because they know it's over? But I mean, well, hold on. He's got some. He's racking up some good stuff right here. I mean, he's about to pick up one here, but that's going to be the Zillion ultimate to basically save the day.
That
It might just be the end of it all. HXL trying to do what he can. Darkbind goes, and that's going to be FaZe picking up the kill on the Fang God. So it turns into a 2-for-1. Low health bars, but HXL trying to dash up and out. Potato secures the kill. And then, still alright. Not the worst thing that could have happened. It was a pretty even trade.
G4 has his stacks. That's fine. It's completely worth it.
He's getting stacks. That's all they want to do. They want to come out even until he gets full on stacks, and he's going to have stacks and stacks of racks on racks and just destroy everybody.
That's a lot of stacks, my friend.
I guess that's an efficient way to use the little gold that he's getting.
I mean,
Exactly.
there's nothing
Now
else you
you're
can
thinking-
buy.
Yeah.
Now you are thinking outside of the box with the Destiny as well being used. Can he get the solo kill? Tony, you're not going to try to kill Pasa 1.
Is he really going for this? Okay.
He almost got it. You know, he got him to half HP. He was like, ugh, I'm losing interest. I'm gonna go read some highlights magazines.
I think he's starting to realize it's like maybe I should have had some magic penetration beats. I don't know. I'm not doing as much as damage as I thought.
Well, we're still seeing the engagement over the wall. It looks. Now Imada Jr. You're gonna stay alive. The blue buff was trying.
No
to...
blue buff!
Oh my god!
Keep Mana alive! All right.
Wow, the god.
Chugging along. Oh man.
That was an OG level bait right there.
Odds up, solid. 10-6, and a Voidless after jumping over the wall ends up being the target. YLG still remain as 5.
I gotta.
Right, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously this is a slight exaggeration, but those team fights are the kinds of reasons why, especially in the LSPL, Chinese teams are so prone to giving up comebacks because, you know, even if you get a little bit of gold, you still have to establish your zones. You still have to establish your lines of scrimmage around your AD carries or around the targets on your team that are particularly squishy. And if you're not able to communicate what's happening around the map, if you're not able to talk to the top laner and tell them to come teleport down, then you're just going to give up free kills all the time, and you're giving your enemies an opportunity to get back into this game. Like, gentlemen, this is, you know, these are the qualifiers for the LSPL. These guys want to get paid, right? So I would hope that Legend Dragons start shaping up and really trying to start taking over this game. The next Dragon is a good place to start. The enemy red buff and blue buffs are also pretty good suggestions.
Yeah.
Before I want to get Raz's input on this first after I ask this question. If YLG stalls this game out till say 40-45 minutes Do you think YLG makes the finish and actually closes out the game, or do you think LD wins the late game?
I think
It depends. Honestly,
No,
this competition.
Raz first because he's the bro. I love my bro.
All right. Well, it depends, I guess, on the split push. Like they can have Twisted Fate split push it out, but on a team fight perspective, it's gonna be horribly in favor of Legends Dragonz.
Wow.
Oh, wait a second.
This is interesting. Yeah, they gotta pull off.
Yeah.
At least they bid it at the TF ult. Not that Tony would have done anything extremely useful with that TF ult, but
Hey, man.
when you
Tony's a good boy.
when you do have two globals like that, when you have two global ports on your team, it really, again, it's the whole dueling that you need to be able to control the ebb and flow of team fights, and LGD, I mean, sorry, I keep saying LGD, YLG just hasn't showed the ability to do that, so I'm really worried. Especially as this game goes later and later, you have that Gnar Zilean synergy, you have the Corki Morgana synergy, you have the Kha'Zix to clean up team fights. What do you have on the side of YouLong Gaming? Not that much, honestly.
The funny thing is, I want to stop you right there because I have almost said LGD so often, and I realized it's because we have YLG, and then we have Team LD, and it's like the combination. We're just
this is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's a combination of Cataclysm,
title
Soul
race.
Shackles, all those goodies. Fanggod's gonna go with the Zillion ultimate.
the
Gets the procs of the stuns up. The culling is gonna go hit absolutely nothing. You hit that wall, big fella. Tony picks up another kill because he is the leading man for this YLG team, and he is the favorite. So the stun card up onto Little Big Potato. HXL trying to do all he can. Summoner heals up and being used. YLG are also low. HXL goes down. Now Tony's flashing out. Can they pick up FaZe? Yes, they will.
Down.
3 down. Soon to be 4. If they can pick up this Tony. Tony's just kind of going to accept his fate. That's 4 down, and J4 is on the run, ladies and gentlemen. 14-7, 7,000 gold, 5 turrets to 2. Spelling just a deeper and darker hole.
I mean,
Falling in this abyss rapidly in free fall, 9.8 meters per second squared. Poor YLG. LD's just like, we're not going to take another turret. We're just going to keep it up on truck.
This should be at least an inhibitor turret right there. What a really well-kited fight from the members of from the members of Legend Dragonz. I think actually what happened was that they were really surprised. So the Morgana flashes in, they check her items. Oh, she has no zonies. We can fight. And at the last second, Pasa puts his ultimate onto the Morgana, makes sure the stun from the chains does proc and is able to effectively cut out that fight at the cost of the support's life. Yes, but who cares about the support anyways, right, fellas? And they're able to keep cutting out. You know, the Gnar is able to body block all the skill shots, and suddenly, you know, when you have your Kha'Zix coming down, and when you're in an extended team fight with champions like Gnar, like Zilean, like Corki, things are just going to go terribly for you, especially since Pasa is 3-0-8. Before that team fight, he was 2-0-6, I believe. So this guy is really, really fed, and once again, in this game, he's putting the team on his back. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, one interaction that I realized that I didn't figure out before was the fact that, when when Pasa's ulti is procced on Morgana, the stun still applies, which I didn't realize before. This is really interesting. This game is like a full of wonders. You have that, and then you have Draven able
from the Dark Binding. Yeah. I wonder if that's a special interaction with Zilean ulti, or whether that procs for Guardian Angel as well. One would believe it procs for GA as well, because they're basically, I think they're coded the same way. So
yeah.
Tony's making these guys nervous with those destinies, but he gets hit by a Dark Binder. They're going to go ham for this. Pasa's trying to go. He just gets melted. Poor little Tony tanking too much. And ladies and gentlemen, this is just trouble. 1-for-1 trade, though, from the top. And here we go. It's going to be FaZe going down as well. 2 more. Ticket up. 3 down for 1 in favor of LD. And they're going to try to push on this mid lane. Could this be the end for YLG in this best of 3 and basically spell out their trouble in this round of 8?
I mean, even if they are not able to put the finishing touches on the Nexus in this round, and this run through the enemy base, you do have to think this is the end of YLG's run. They had a really, really just nice performance here in this tournament. They beat Team MD, which must feel pretty good, because Team MD was everyone's favorite to win the tournament, or to at least succeed and get through to the LSPL, but just what a performance from Legend Dragonz. I know that this level of gameplay is higher than what we've seen at the bottom of the LSPL last year and during the most recent split. So I'm really excited to see, what this team can bring to our new LSPL, an LSPL that will be harder than ever before because of the numerous Korean imports that are coming into the region.
You can, yeah, definitely. And you can see the rust that's on TMLD. Like, this team had such a massive lead, and even though I guess they had some unnecessary scraps, they could have had a lot cleaner of a victory here. They got caught out a few times, especially Innocent in the bot lane. Had a pretty bad game, honestly. And I guess don't count them out. Don't count YLG out. The game's still going, etc., etc. And they won't surrender. They've proven that from last game. So, but still, it looks pretty bleak, and it looks pretty obvious that unless if Team LD just tanks, they've got this game.
I mean, the fact of the matter is something that's really interesting. Sorry, Nick. I'm just going to make this one last point before I give it back to you.
Oh, you are okay, Hugo. Keep talking. You are good, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Your cash is in the
Where were you at?
Anyways, the thing about
Hugo, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you right now, but the Cataclysm coming out again. And look at this AoE trades. It's Innocent picking up one. He's trying to shield himself. He's got the chrono shift taken up and away, but 4 down. That is going to be the one Nami remaining survivor. Can Nami survive and escape to safety? It looks like Lil Mata Jr. can, but in the meantime, only one member goes down for Legendary Dragons. It is a Voidless, and this is going to spell doom.
God.
The end for YLG in this round of 8. Their run has been strong, taking out Team MD. And, well, Legendary Dragons just came out too strong. One Nexus turret falling to second as well. And this is going to be the GG. So that means that Legendary Dragons move on to
the LSPL. They have officially qualified for the LSPL with this win right here. Congratulations to Pasa, because, I mean, that triple kill at the end really capped off a wonderful series of performances. This guy performed both in Game 1 and Game 2 on his Zed and his Zilean. He just performed really, really, really well. And something that I want to touch on about YouLong Gaming that I was going to make before I was so rudely interrupted by one of my fellow co-casters on stream, was that... was that the members of YouLong Gaming picked compositions that were so extraordinarily hard to run. Yes, they were of the meta. You know, in the first game, they had the Jace Corki. That's really strong. In the second game, they had the Irelia. They got the Irelia. They got the Lucian. They got the J4 Twisted Fate. Those are all really, really strong champions. But if you don't know how to utilize them correctly, then you have no chance against a team that has superior wombo combo. So congratulations to the members of Legend Dragons. They were definitely the better team, and I'm excited to see them go to the LSPL because they have just locked in their spot, even though they're not done with the tournament. They're not done with the tournament yet. We still got more games coming up, and we got the Chinese Korean Dragons versus Team ME, which that's the second best. That's the second best set of the entire season.
I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped.
I'm pretty hyped.
I'm hyped, and I don't know why. Because you guys are hyped. It's making me hyped. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're all going to take a quick cup of hype,
yes,
and we will be back in a wee bit whenever the set comes on. It shouldn't be for a while, so... Right? I don't think it comes on, I mean...
I don't know.
I don't think it comes on for like another hour.
We'll discuss that with our manager and report back in chat. So, until then, enjoy some smooth tunes from Raz.
That was easy.
Oh, dude, you're gonna pull that? Don't even try that, man. I got the GG button so much better than the that was easy button. But I will give you props. Manly buttons. Hubo doesn't have a single one, so we both beat him out on the manliness spectrum.
All right,
we'll
guys.
be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Music from Raz.
Started split pushing to all hell and really put the team on his back that time. Not that any member of the Legend Dragons did particularly badly, but Pasa was definitely the one who stood out, and we'll have to see how Zilean does.
They didn't play particularly badly. I think they all had, probably one of the worst outcomes of their life in that game. But, move on to the next game. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're flipping the trunks here. LD now on the blue side of things with YLG clicking it up in red. So let's go over those champion picks really quick, and then I'll switch it over to Razleplasm so he can give me the inside info and deets. So top lane we're switched up again. It's going to be the Gnar for Potato, Voidless on the Kazakhs again. Then we have the Zilean, like you said, Hubo for Pasa. No Zed this time. It wasn't even banned out. He had the option but did not pick it. And then Corki flipping the sides here. Innocent going to be playing the Corki with Morgana support. And then back to the other side, Aurelia in the top lane, Jarvan again in the jungle, Twisted Fate up in mid, Lucian and Nami as the bottom lane for that YLG combination. Razleplasm, give me whatever information in your mind.
Yeah, one thing that really rings true is the mid lane matchup between Twisted Fate and Pasa's Zilean. It's not really that good for Twisted Fate, let alone the fact that, by the way, the mid laner, he had the name Tony during the group stages, so I'm probably just going to end up calling him that. He didn't play all too well, obviously. He got solo killed about 2 to 3 times last game, and now he's playing in a not that good of a matchup, and I guess he's just going to be really
That's a horrible matchup. Don't just be blunt with it. That's a horrible matchup.
Yeah,
Alright. I guess he's just banking off his ultis, though. Let's see if he's able to gain advantage in a gold lead based off of his ultis. We'll find out.
Yeah, but Raz and Nick, last game we were talking about the decision that the YouLong Dragonz made to lane swap and how they were relatively unable to pull that off. It definitely looks like that YLG is going for the standard lanes right now. I mean, they have the Lucian Nami lane, obviously really
Write you back a nice.
It merits that level of frustration.
It does.
What a
though.
terrible game.
It
What a
does.
terrible game. As we get into the picks and bans back, into this section, it looks like Legend Dragonz again. They got a Voidless, the Kazakhs. They got the Gnar for the top laner. They got a really strong Corki pick, and in a sense, Corki is really, really good. I've seen it in the group stages. And they also got Pasa on his Zilean. Now, something interesting about a Voidless and Pasa, they're actually famous Hong Kong players. Someone in Twitch chat pointed it out. Thank you very much for doing that. And I actually looked them up. Pasa used to play for a Hong Kong Attitude Mage, and then Voidless used to play for another something Arena Dragons or something like that. So, these are 2 Hong Kong players who are obviously established in their respective scenes. I actually heard of Pasa before, and I didn't remember where I'd heard him from. So, and to be frank, Voidless and Pasa did really well for their team. I mean, Pasa certainly got a solo kill in the mid lane.
YLG 看一下会拿掉什么？
为什么又拿娜美呢？他们是不会打风女吗？我看他们的辅助，之前打迷弟的时候。
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do the music again. I think Hubo and Raz would probably tie me down and kill me. So, welcome back, ladies and germs, to the Tencent Games Riza LSPL qualifier. I'm Nick Taysom Jocko with Hubo, SoulDra, Shimman, Barreto, Razleplasm, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
We are your caster trio for the evening. We're in game 2. Hubo, you have something to say. Say it out loud and say it proud.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the last game. Actually, I'm going to take this time to shout out to our wonderful moderators who are helping us out in Twitch chat today.
God bless.
Let me see here.
Welcome to the Big Donut Club.
XVX Blood, XVX, Youngest Wigan, and Jun Feng Tu. God bless all of you, and thank you so much for helping us out. It really means a lot to us. And please, if you are in Twitch chat, respect them so they don't have to use the ban hammer, the Kappa hammer on any of you. But Raz, what a fucking destruction we saw. Oh, I'm not supposed to say
Hubo!
Ladies and gentlemen, Hubo SoulDra Shim, address 3507 North Elmwood Boulevard, P.O. Box 3517, care of LPLE. And send your death threats there. He'll lovely take them and